Hello, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Very excited to have Roman and Laura back on the channel. You know them from Vanture Customs. Well, today they're going to give us a tour of the van that they live in full time. So join us.
Hey guys, I'm Roman.
And I'm Laura, and we're from Vanture Customs, Philadelphia's camper conversion company. And this right here is our Sprinter 170 that we are currently living in full-time. We've been in here full-time since December. We park out in Philadelphia.
This is our third van now that we built for ourselves, our personal use. We traveled North America 5 years ago in our first van, and this is now like the result after studying countless builds and stuff like that, and then plus trying out new things. In this housing market also, it's the move to just move into a van again. And we had this van actually before we started the company. We just didn't have time to build, and it would just be like right after work we would build it, you know, here and there, use scrap parts, try to save on some money here and there. And this is like the result. It's still not 100% finished. It probably never will be. So living in the city in the van, we live in Philadelphia, Northeast. We only went downtown a couple times. This van is pretty plain on the exterior. Not many people know about van life on the East Coast, especially in Northeast Philadelphia area. So this thing just fits right in. You know, if you have the doors open, people are always coming up and like, what is this? And have no idea what van life is most of the time. So it's just mind blowing, and it's awesome to see people like get introduced to this like right here, right on the spot, and they're just like mind blown that we're living out of this small space. And I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just stay in this van than like, I don't know, a house or my friend's place.
We don't get bothered a lot because a lot of the time we do have a construction vest and a hard hat that we put in the front there, so people don't really bother us. But we are really lucky because Roman's mom has a 3-part lot. We park up at Vanture Customs HQ a lot as well, so we're pretty lucky. We have a lot of parking spaces in Philly, so
anywhere you want pretty much. And pretty excited for the summer. We can like go to Jersey Shore and go
Poconos,
up to Vermont, Poconos. And this is a really good idea for us, especially because we don't get many weekends. We work 24/7, so when we get like that 20-hour gap to possibly get away, do something, it's like, all right, we don't need to make reservations or anything, so we just pop out of the city and go somewhere in the mountains or to the shore. But overall, in like the city living, van life, as far as van life, it's been pretty easy, especially if you have a nice place to park, especially if you have a nice place to plug up, and if you have short power, then you can have this as like a base camp, and you know, have a car that you and your partner just use to get to work and to run errands around, so you don't have to bring your van if it is a longer van. This is like what, 22 feet, this van, so it doesn't fit in every single small parking spot, so having a smaller car to just go and run around
as
is
a daily.
Nice, as a daily, but driving this thing around, I don't have any issues with it either. Welcome to my house. I want to give you a quick idea of what the layout is. We have swivel chairs up in the front and storage up top, and big storage box here, some up there.
We have our center galley kitchen right here, our large Isotherm Fridge, full wet bath, Dinette Area right here, and this is our happijack loft bed that we'll show you in a second.
So now that you saw the layout, let me go through some more details. This is a white top adventure storage. In this cockpit area, we custom upholstered diamond stitching from a custom upholstery shop to finish up our seats. They stuffed it a little bit also to make it more comfortable for the long rides. Upgraded head unit system, and everything else is pretty much a standard Sprinter setup. We put swivel adapters on both the seats. This one is from Poconos Metal Works in the mountains in Pennsylvania, local guys. This one is just a universal swivel. And underneath this seat we have the Webasto 2000 STC heater. It has the little control module and the altitude sensor that we have in the upper cabinet. We'll get to that later. And here we have a ton of storage. We actually were supposed to get a cushion here that matches the diamond stitching in the seats, but we didn't get that yet, like some of the other projects we have going on. And here we have more upper storage. We did a shiplap, nickel gap walls on this layout, and spray foam insulation behind that, as well as all over. On top we did tongue groove pine ceiling with the translucent sealant stain. A max air fan, the deluxe 7500K max air fan. You can have it open, rain doesn't get in.
We do have this large fridge cabinet, which is super nice for storage. There's a motion light up here that needs to be charged. But we mostly just use this for bathroom storage, as well as putting our jackets up here. Super nice. Here we do have our Isotherm fridge. This is a 115 Isotherm Elegance fridge. Opens up like that. We do a lot of cooking and we eat a lot of food in this van. So we have our fridge up here where a lot of the frozen fruits and vegetables are stored. Nice little area here for cheeses. So have a lot of storage here, which is super nice. And then underneath here, everything does have the RV latches, but again, just more food storage. We really do a lot of cooking. And then we do have our large kitchenette, which is super nice. We did the butcher block countertop and this large black sink. Holds a lot of dishes, really nice for cleaning. With all of the gold finishes to match the rest of the van. We wanted to throw in a lot of color, so we did this green kitchenette with the gold handles, just to have a little bit of fun. We work really hard, so we really wanted to have a lot of fun in the van. Under here, it's just a lot of storage. We have our air fryer in here. We cook a lot with our air fryer. And all of our kitchenette storage, really convenient. They open up all the way so we can see what we have in here. And this is a really fun thing. We wanted our all of our kitchen flatware to feel like we're at home. So we wanted real glass mugs. So Roman cut out all these little holes for us, which was super nice. We have our little coffee pot here. All of these really nice kitchenware. This is a special type of plastic. It feels like glass, but it's actually plastic, which is really convenient. And then just some more colorful stuff, because we really wanted to brighten it up after a long day of work. And just more storage. So we do have our induction pots and pans here, a 12-volt kettle, which is really convenient. You want to get a lot of 12-volt appliances in your van just to help your battery out. And some food mixers. This is our slide-out pantry. Pro tip, if you have a lot of spices, put them in these little metal things. You get them on Amazon. And it's really convenient because they have these stickers, so you can have all of your seasonings here. We cook every day, 3 meals a day, so we really enjoy this a lot. And you can see all of the food storage under here, so it's super convenient. We just open everything up and we have it all at arm's reach. And above the counter, we do have our induction cooktop, so we just turn our inverter on and start cooking. And above here, we do have our 12-volt dimmable light switches. This is a dual switch, so it has our LED lights as well as our puck lighting on the top and underneath the happijack here. We have our 110-volt outlet, and we also have a 12-volt outlet here as well.
And here we have the upper cabinet. We put a lot of time into this cabinet and testing out different materials and different ways to build it. Now we have the CNC shop that we partnered up with, and we design everything in-house on the computer software where everything is dialed in and perfect to laser perfection. And we also use better materials like lightweight maple finished sealed plywood to make it more water resistant for future lasting purposes. And over here we have the laminated back wall. It's a Formica material. So if you look over here, we have underneath the cabinet is the recessed LED light. It's a cobweb in there, and this is our little control panel. We didn't want to make it too busy over here and kind of in your face, so we put it all in the upper cabinet. Have the control panel, little voltage meter. I also have it on my phone to keep track of it, but just nice to see the volts at least right here, and if you're having any weird draws, and all the switches here for your water pump, water heater, etc., your fresh tank water gauge, and your gray water valve. Everything's labeled, even though I know what it is. It's just nice to see it labeled. And thermostat for our Webasto heater, which is in the under the passenger seat. We also have a second one just in case it goes bad or we really need to kick up the heat in here. We have a second one on the other side of the van and the back to heat up the electrical system and the water system as well, because we like to ski, so that was a pretty big concern of mine. And this is our happijack control button that raises up and down, and this is our Renogy control unit for the inverter chargers, 3,000 watt unit. The water tank is a 30-gallon water tank with a 2.5-gallon water heater, and the gray water tank that it drains into is a 20-gallon gray water tank. It still takes us a while to fill up because we use a lot of that water for drinking. That's filtered water right out of the tap, and the gray water from the shower. The Renogy inverter charger runs off of a 3,000 watt inverter. It's running from 540 amp hours of lithium battery, and it's charged by the 320 watt panel up top, as well as the alternator while we're driving. Sometimes we plug up off shore power if we need it. Sometimes, you know, it's a really nice thing to have, especially if we're cooking a lot on the induction cooktop. If Laura's using the air fryer, it definitely helps hook it up to shore power, because the air fryers just eat up the batteries. Yeah, we tested everything in this build, and now we feel comfortable putting it into other people's hands.
So this is our full wet bath right here. A lot of our set builds don't come with the full wet bath, but because we were living in this full time and we work really long hours, we just wanted to make sure that at the end of a long day, we were able to take a hot shower. So we do have the PVC sheets right here, which are really nice, so it's easy to clean. We have all of these little things that I got on Amazon. They just suction cup right to the wall, so we didn't have to screw anything in to the wall, which was really nice. And they hold up, they're really strong. Toothbrushes right here, all of our soaps, all biodegradable, which is really important. And we do have this little, everything was black, kind of match all the finishes that we have in here. This is our Thetford Porta Potty toilet. We decided to go with the Porta Potty toilet just to make it a little bit easier on ourselves. It's a 5-gallon waste tank at the bottom, so cleaning is really easy. We have these little biodegradable pods that you just dump right in there and you're good to go. There's a little flusher, so it has an electric flush, which is really convenient, and your little, this little flush thing right here. So, and we didn't have to screw this in either. We just have this little mat, so it kind of sticks and stays in place. And we have this Nautilus shower door, which is the self-squeegeeing shower door. So everything stays really clean. We also up here have the Gorilla line. So when we're not using this, a lot of time we're able to put our clothes up, makes use of storage when we're not using it.
Welcome to our dinette living room area. We have pretty much tons of different uses in this area. You know, we can make this dinette area by just having the table here, eat breakfast, play cards. Laura can work here, I can work here at the same time. We can have multiple people here, you know, or use it for storage if you want to take the table out. I can sleep here in the meantime while Laura's working. You can still lay long ways, push the table down, make it a big king bed also if you have friends that you know, you want to join, or if Laura and I had a debate and she wants to sleep upstairs, sleep downstairs, then we can do that too.
Yeah, we've had 6 people back here before, and
yeah,
yeah,
just gather around the table like family.
So to turn the dinette area into the bed, it's a really simple process. All we have to do is unlock these table hinges. It's a telescope leg, so we just have to push the table down, lock that back into place, put the filler cushions that we have on the back into the spot, and you're ready to go to bed.
King size bed. Besides some of the storage in the back and the kitchen, we have like his and hers storage that we have underneath here. Keep my clothes in there. She keeps it on this side. On this side we also have our little basket for laundry. Laura has triple the space of mine, of course, for all her clothes. So also back here we have the two little windows, and they have screens and can be opened. This is our light switch for when we're in bed, just like the top of the ceiling right now. It would be, if it's on with the rest of them, it'll make like a hot spot between the sheets. So we have another 110 outlet right here with the USB. Our reading lights back here have USBs on them as well. They're my favorite in the build. And then we have another heater, a diesel heater tapped into the fuel tank as well back here to warm up this entire area. It's like, you know, 2-section heating. You know, when the heater is off and your van is super cold, the sheets are really cold, you crank 2 heaters on, and within 10 minutes it's like nice and hot, and then we just turn one of them off and have one cruising. And then in this bed we have our little fire smoke detector, and our bed system just comes down in a click of a button, just like this. We're ready to go to bed. The nice thing about the happijack system is you can pick how low or high you want your bed to be, and you know, that's when you can have another set of people sleeping below you, and you know, stop it wherever you need to, and it's all locked in. You don't need any pins or to take any other steps. So what we found building this build is that now we've rotated the happijack kind of like we would do in a ProMaster build, to put the happijack 180 degrees different, where they're wall to wall. We weld a little bit of a support beam up top and really push it into the wall as much as possible. And also that makes it super easy to maintain the happijacks. You can literally remove the happijack within 30 minutes. This bed can pop out without any tools. Another thing we incorporate into our little floating bed is some storage. We keep our little things in there, like you know, underwear and socks. And back here we have another max air fan. It really helps circulate the air, creates like a vortex. If we need more, we crack one of the windows and you really feel it.
Right here, before we go outside, I wanted to show you my favorite part of the van. We do have these magnetic window covers that go all around the van, but this one is super convenient because we do have this sliding window here. So opens up, we get added ventilation. Like Roman said, we have the windows back there as well. But these clip up, and they just come down like this, and it is magnetic, so it just magnetizes right there, so we do get some added privacy at night. But I do love it in the morning, so I get to look out the window. We don't really have to store it. And this is by Quest Overland. You can buy them online, and they're really amazing quality.
So out here on the exterior, as you see, we kept a pretty clean look, a couple windows, pretty low profile, still like a work truck feel to it. We got bigger tires, beefier. They're Falcon all-terrain tires, beefy, not too loud, and great off-road. And I think I would say they're probably last a little bit longer than KO2 tires. Shore power to plug up when we need to. We've only done that a handful of times. And a Fiamma F80S awning. We had Fiamma add a motor to it, so you can just make it come out with the little click of a button, just like that. And then you're able to just camp out pretty easily. It's nice to have the remote, so you don't have to hand crank the on and in and out. All right, back here we have some more storage. We have our city inlet here and a little outdoor shower. Here we have some more storage where we keep some of our outdoor and camping equipment. Yeah, I put a backup camera because just in case Laura ever needs to drive it. No, I need to use it as well because this thing's pretty big, so it's intimidating in the city to park. But I haven't had any issues with it so far. So living in this van in the winter time, it was pretty awesome overall. It was way better of an experience than our first van going around North America when we lived in our first van in Vail in Colorado. We had a lot of struggle with the altitude, the heaters, the propane heaters, the diesel heaters, Chinese heaters. I had to do all that stuff in the freezing cold in the parking lot, and that was a nightmare. So we figured out, I've done hundreds of heaters now. I've did 2 heaters in this van because, if you've done diesel heaters, Webasto, any heater, you know that once you throw in the weird air mixture to oxygen fuel ratio, those heaters can clog up with soot and stuff like that. So we did 2 heaters in here in case one fails. We have one to rescue us because if you're in the middle of nowhere, you really need heat. These diesel vans will take forever to heat up to get air out of the vents. You're gonna have to drive it around and put it under load. So 2 heaters was a pretty big thing. We like to ski, and I think putting one in the back, one here, really tackled that issue. Great, heating up the water lines, because at one point we had water lines freeze that are running against our wall in the van while we were like pretty much sweating at the top of our bed.
Yeah.
So the 2 heaters took care of that issue immediately.
Yeah. I think for just a little pro tip, having good insulated window covers in your van is it's the most important thing. Splurge on good window covers, especially for the front of your van. A lot of people don't think about that, but this is where the majority of, this isn't insulated, so the majority of the cold that's going to creep into your van is going to come from the front. Make sure you do put money into getting good window covers so you don't freeze. Having curtains in the front too is going to help a lot. The blackout curtains, they are thick, so it'll give you some form of insulation, which is really good. But yeah, getting it heated in here, couple minutes. The Webasto heater is always a really, really good splurge. If you're thinking if you wanted to put the money into that or not, I would absolutely recommend it because it's going to make the time in the van, even now or in spring, and it's still it's cold. We're getting 40-degree days, and we've had the heater on every day in April so far.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And make sure to get the altitude sensor built in, either S-Bar, Webasto heaters. If you are going 5,000 feet or above, like if you're going a mile above elevation, or if not, then you're able to go without the altitude sensors. We ended up getting a pretty good deal for this van as far as the background of the van goes, from Penn Group Diesel. It's like the owner you would want to buy from because they're a diesel maintenance group with these older sprinters. You really want to know, like, this thing came with the Bible of maintenance records. So with the older sprinters, if you're looking at them, the more maintenance records, if they're Mercedes maintenance records, that's like a really good sign. Any van really, if you have a lot of maintenance records, it will last you a long time if it was taken care of.
We have a lot of big moves coming for Vanture Customs. The last 6 months, we really looked at our playbook and redesigned our whole business model. So as we mentioned in the video, all of our cabinetry is now made in a CNC shop. We had electricians come in, we had plumbers come in. They showed us how to do everything and how to do everything to the T, to the code. So we really reformed our business model. We're moving to a bigger warehouse in a couple months, which is double the size, double the parking. So we have a lot of big things coming up, which is just super exciting. We're bringing on a lot more people. We've had 75 vans down so far and more to come. We love getting people in their vans, and even within the last couple months, everything's just really coming along great for us, and we really do have a great experience with a lot of our clients, and they're starting to feel like a big family to us now, which is fun.
Yeah, it's been really fun watching the community grow bigger on the East Coast here, and yeah, it's been awesome being part of it and watching the customers use our vans and living out of them and give our feedback on them. It's been, we're working with some really cool field here, a lot of cool people that we get to work with. VantureCustoms.com. We're on Instagram as well, Vanture Customs.
We have our YouTube channel too, TikTok.
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I think you have Pinterest as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pinterest.
Well, I'll make sure I link so our viewers could follow along. So this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Always great to have you guys on the channel, and we'll see you soon.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye,
Patrick.
guys.